Did Alec Baldwin just incite violence against the president? Welcome back to Bible Bears, everyone. I'm Ryder Cullison. So in a recent tweet, Alec Baldwin said, if President Trump doesn't concede, who's going to get to go in and drag him out of the house? Are we going to pepper spray him? Are we going to put him in cuffs? Are we going to put a knee on the back of his neck when he's saying, I can't breathe? I guess he's blaming Trump for George Floyd's death. And then Baldwin goes on to say, we're going to beat him Rodney King style. And then he goes on to say, he calls him a thug. Clearly, I have several problems with what he's just said. One, I think it's really inappropriate to say, beat somebody Rodney King style. Rodney King, of course, was a black man in LA, I believe it was, back in the early 90s, before the time of cell phones, who was caught being beaten to a pulp by several LA officers. Someone videotaped it. It really was a precursor to what we see today with video everywhere. If nobody had ever been around with a handy cam at that time, we would have never known. So, but they really put it on them. But to say beat somebody Rodney King style, I don't think that's appropriate. I think it's insulting, one, to Rodney King, and obviously you should never, ever be advocating violence. Even if he was just saying this in somewhat jest, what kind of joke is that? To say beat somebody Rodney King style, especially about President Trump. Now, what's interesting also about this was a tweet, it was on Twitter. Twitter has a conduct policy. You can't advocate violence or incite violence against anyone, and yet, at the time that this tweet was up for at least 24 hours. I don't know if it's still up, so that's hypocritical of Twitter. I mean, they'll take down any conservative tweet for nothing. You know, there's just some social justice warrior sitting at a desk at Twitter ready to take down a conservative tweet with which they don't agree, and yet a tweet where Alec Baldwin says pepper spray somebody, handcuff them, put a knee on their neck, beat them to a pulp basically, that's okay. We'll just let it go because it's about Trump. Also, I find interesting that Alec Baldwin called Trump a thug, and in the same tweet he's saying we should beat Trump down. Basically saying beat him down thug style. The thug. We really hate hypocrisy, but there are certain people in this world who tolerate hypocrisy as long as it serves their purposes. I don't want to beat a dead horse, Rodney King style, to death here, but Alec Baldwin is the man who shouted at his daughter over the phone and called her a rude, thoughtless little pig. That audio surfaced during a divorce hearing he had with his former wife, Kim Basinger. Now, what I don't like about this is that I actually like Alec Baldwin as an actor. I loved him in The Hunt for Red October. I've appreciated his small but substantial, good roles in the Mission Impossible movies. He does a fantastic impression of Donald Trump on Saturday Night Live. I mean, it's really out of this world. It looks just like him, he acts like him, he talks like him. It really is fantastic. I don't have a problem with impressions and things like that on Saturday Night Live, although Saturday Night Live is so one-sided. But look, that's comedy. We should be able to make fun of one another. We should be able to make fun of ourselves. To advocate violence, to say beat somebody down in this manner, come on, Alec, what are you doing, man? I hope Twitter has taken down that tweet. I hope they're not that hypocritical. People are Alec's clearly violating their own conduct policies. Take down the tweet, or somebody say something to Alec. I'm saying something to you, Alec. This is uncalled for. It's unbecoming. You say Trump ruined the country. He didn't ruin the country. This type of speech from you, this is ruining the country. Silencing conservative voices, suppressing their speech while allowing your type of speech through, that's ruining the country. advocating violence in the streets, looting and rioting. That's ruining the country. Your mindset is ruining the country. I'm asking for all my subscribers, hey, I know Trump's not perfect. Let's continue praying for President Trump. Even if he is on the way out, let's pray for Alec Baldwin. I don't like what he's saying here. I don't like what he's doing here. But I'm still going to pray for him because I hope he sees the light. I hope he has a change of heart. I hope at least, even if he continues to harbor hatred in his heart for President Trump, that he tempers his speech, that he comes across as a little more subdued, a little more understanding, patient, and a lot less hypocritical. Guys, what do you think? Leave your comments below. I love to hear about all of them. You know what? Let's just leave it at that. I love you. Don't forget to hit subscribe, like, and share. As always, have a blessed week.